Hi everybody, this is Chad the Gaming Dad, and welcome back to part 2 of our 2017 Year in Review / Game of the Year nominee specials. So, in the first video we did January, February, March, and April. We continue into this one, May, June, July, and August. So, starting off in the month of May. Yes, it's springtime, and everything is beginning to blossom again, right? More games, stay in the house, don't go outside. So just like on the last video, each month I want to mention a couple of games that I think are something that you want to know about, something I enjoyed playing during that month, but not necessarily Game of the Year material, okay? So starting off this month, we have Friday the 13th, the game. Yes, this is a fun game, admittedly buggy, and I didn't even give this a fun. I did a fun or run review on it, and I said run because it's such a mess, but I did say that it's still pretty fun to play, although I hope they fix it, and to date they still don't have everything in it that they promised from the get-go, so I'm still holding out for that single player stuff that they said they were going to put in there, but nothing in there yet. The other one I wanted to mention about this month is Injustice 2. Again, this is kind of like Persona 5 from the last video. It's a game I don't actually have, but I do plan on getting it sooner or later, and I know that a lot of people out there really like that game, and it was a big game this month, so I didn't want to fail to mention it here. So with that out of the way, here are the two games in May that made my Game of the Year list nominees, starting off with Prey. Now, I also did a review on this one, and it was very close because there's a lot of things in Prey that are kind of annoying. Some real slow spots and some real drawn out, you know, like kind of make you want to quit playing kind of deals. But then there are other parts about it that are so interesting. And again, I hate to keep sounding like a broken record, but this game's another one where it's a unique environment, a new idea, something we haven't played before, at least something we don't play every day. Seems like so many of these other publishers just want to keep giving you stuff that you already have. Just play it again. Here, buy it again, buy it again, buy it again, buy it again. Not this one. A little different. So do yourself a favor and pick up Prey. This is a good one. I'm not going into so much detail on this game. If you want, you can watch the review. I do believe I gave this one a fun, but just barely. But it's fun enough to make the list for May. Second up on the list for May, we have The Surge. I guess I contradict myself a little bit sometimes because I say I don't want stuff that's the same and I like things that are different. But this is another Dark Souls clone, right? In the last video I nominate Neo, and in this video I nominate The Surge. Well, sue me. I like those kind of games too. But this one does do something unique where in Dark Souls it's set in medieval times, knights and stuff like that, dragons, and then in Neo it was also sort of ancient because it's in Japan. At least The Surge, we're dealing with robots and stuff, man. Future! Future! But yeah, it's still kind of like playing Dark Souls. But that's fun. Now this one does have some other things in here where you can aim at certain parts to break them off of the enemies and then pick them up and use them for yourself. So that's a little bit of a different thing that they do. Overall, pretty cool though. And this one also isn't very much money anymore, and they did just release a DLC where I believe you're fighting in some kind of a amusement park and stuff. So that's pretty cool. The Surge! Surge! Moving on to June. So now we're getting into June. It's almost time for summertime. But again, stay in the house, play video games. It's dangerous out there. Forget about the real world. So, games that I want to mention for June. I'm going to start off with the one that I actually have, that I've played. And to my surprise, this is actually pretty fun. ARMS. on your Nintendo Switch. Which you don't have to do, by the way. You don't have to do this crap. You can just hit buttons, and that's why I like it. The other two games this month that I wanted to mention were Dirt 4 and Tekken 7. Dirt 4 I am definitely going to pick up one of these days, but I haven't even played all the way through Dirt Rally and some other dirt games, so as much as I like racing games, and especially off-road racing games like rally games like that, then I'm going to just wait for Dirt 4 to get a little bit dirt cheaper, and I'll pick it up then. There's so many games out, you can't possibly get them all right off the bat. It's crazy. Also, Tekken 7 I wanted to mention because, again, just like some of these other games like Injustice, I don't have that game, so I'm not going to nominate it, but I know it was a big game and a lot of people enjoy that stuff, so I wanted to make mention it was another really high-profile game this month. But on to the nominees. It's a pretty good month. First up, do you like space combat? Do you like, well, all those cool things that No Man's Sky said that you could do? Yeah, Elite Dangerous. You could play them here. You could do stuff like that here. Elite Dangerous is not brand new this year, but it's new to consoles, and so that's how it made the list. It's been on PC for a long time, finally made its way to consoles, Xbox and PS4, and let me tell you, this thing is a whole lot of fun. In fact, I set up my joystick and my throttle and all that cool stuff, and I sit in front of the TV, and you have to plot courses from one star to the next, and from one different base or space station to the next, and you're doing missions, but it's not high action kind of stuff. It's more like you can choose to just be a trader. So you go to one base or space station, pick up a whole bunch of supplies, and then fly them all the way over to this other place where you can sell them for a profit, make money, buy a bigger ship to hold more stuff, to do more of those same kind of missions. Sounds like it could be kind of boring, but man, does it suck you in. It's one of the most immersive games I have ever played. It's so immersive, in fact, that you might have to wait a couple minutes in between getting from one star to the next. And so you set up your ship, you plot your course, you put it where it's going to go, right? I actually kind of feel like in my room where I'm playing games is the cockpit of this spaceship. And while I'm playing it, I'll set everything up, I'll get it just right, and I'll be heading on down to the next place, autopilot, and then I get up, I walk out of the room, I go to the bathroom, I maybe go downstairs and get a drink or something, come back up here and sit down all while the ship is flying, and then I take over the controls and continue on. It just makes you feel like your house or your apartment or wherever you live, like this is the ship. Like, this is the ship. I honestly feel like Han Solo. Like I'm piloting my very own Millennium Falcon through the galaxy doing, nefarious things. I'm a scoundrel, right? Scoundrel. So Elite Dangerous, absolutely so much fun. This is, you can play it single player, and you can play it without getting involved with other real people, but you do have to be online with this because that's how it does half of its stuff. It talks to the servers. Yeah, online. But hey, fun game. Elite Dangerous, one of the best. And then there was another one in June that came out, and it was the Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy. And this wasn't any old remaster. This wasn't just, let's just grab some old games, throw them together on a disc and sell them. Now, they remade all these games from scratch, but tried to make them as exact as they could to the original 3 games as they could, all the way down to the extreme frustration levels that people had. Because let me tell you, those old games on the PS1, Crash Bandicoot, they are no pushover. Those games are tough. So if you like a little bit of retro, but you like the new graphics, the really shiny looking stuff that looks beautiful, Crash Bandicoot, man, don't miss out on the Insane Trilogy. Good stuff. So as we move into the summer, July begins, And we are in the absolute slowest month for video games all year. As much as I say, don't go outside, it's dangerous, in July everybody goes outside and plays out there and does other things, go swimming, go to amusement parks, go something, do whatever you do. But video games was pretty low on the list and not a lot of releases came out that month, so my mention for this month is I'm mentioning that there was almost nothing that came out this month. So let's look at the nominees. I'm gonna do the not so obvious one first, and I can't really capture any gameplay for you because I don't have a capture card for my 3DS, but this is a 3DS game, Hey Pikmin. Yes, I'm nominating Hey Pikmin because I like Pikmin. Pikmin. I love to play Pikmin on the old GameCube. I like Pikmin on the Wii U, and this isn't really Pikmin like the old games where you're commanding a whole bunch of guys. This is more of like a 2D type of a thing, but you do have to solve some puzzles and stuff by using the different Pikmin's abilities, and so it does take a little bit from the original Pikmin games, but either way, it was pretty fun, and simply because of the lack of other things to play that month, this one gets a nominee. And now to the one that no one is going to be surprised by, is this month we had Splatoon 2. Yes. If you have a Nintendo Switch and you like playing your Nintendo Switch, chances are you picked up Splatoon 2. The first one on the Wii U was a lot of fun, but very few people had a Wii U. Not a lot of people played it, but those that did understood that this was a pretty fun online shooter that's unlike anything else. We're not shooting guns, we're not sneaking up on people stealth or whatever. Now, we're spraying like paint on them. Splatoon 2. This is a really fun game to play, especially with your kids. There are some new modes that are in here. There's a co-op mode, Salmon Run. But really, this is, a lot of people called it Splatoon 1.5 because it's very similar to the first Splatoon with a few things added, and of course it's on the Nintendo Switch. So, July, Splatoon 2, and Hey Pikmin. There's your nominees for July. So now we move into August. We make our way into August. We're toward the end of the summer, and that's when the games start to pick up again. So I have 3 games that I want to mention from August that didn't necessarily make the list for Game of the Year, but you really should pay some attention to them. So let's take a look right now. First off, Everybody's Golf. Everybody's Golf is an amazingly fun and addictive golf game that you can play with kids, with just friends. You can play it online. You may not have heard of Everybody's Golf before, especially if you're in North America, because in the past, this game was called Hot Shots Golf on PS1, PS2, PS3. It's just this one now on the PS4. They changed it to Everybody's Golf, which is the name it's had across the globe other than in North America the whole entire time since the PlayStation 1. So really, when you see this, think Hot Shots Golf on the PS4, and man is it fun. Arcade-style golfing, crazy cartoony characters, lots of great different courses to play, and if you have a PS4 Pro and an HDR capable 4K TV, this game will take advantage of it, and you won't be disappointed by how it looks either. It plays great and it looks really good. Everybody's Golf. Don't miss it! The next game I want to mention isn't going to be in the running for Game of the Year, but because of the very first month's Game of the Year nominee, Yakuza 0, since I loved playing that one so much, I had to pick up Yakuza Kiwami, which is the brand new remake of Yakuza 1. So, if you are like me and you never played Yakuza before, I suggest you go out and get Yakuza 0, and then get this one when you're done playing that one, because that's the order that the stories go in. Yakuza 0, then Kiwami, and I think they're actually going to be releasing Kiwami 2, which is the remake of the second one, but I don't know exactly when that's going to happen in North America yet. I think it's already out in Japan. Plus, we're supposed to be getting a brand new Yakuza early next year. So yeah, Kiwami. And then finally in the mentions, I had to mention this one. XCOM 2 did not come out this year, but its expansion did, and the expansion War of the Chosen really adds a whole lot of new life to XCOM 2. So simply because it had such a great DLC that really revamps the whole game, and like I said, I really like real-time strategy, which this one's more turn-based, but it's sort of in real time where you move your guys around. I do like a lot of strategy games. It's pretty fun. XCOM 2 War of the Chosen expansion came out in August. Now you might say that I've lost my mind. You might think I'm crazy because there's only one game on the shelf here. Chad the Gaming Dad, you said you were going to nominate 2 games every month. Well, the first nominee for August is not a game I can put on my shelf because it is a digital-only game, and that's Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Now, I hope I said Senua correctly, but this game is bucking the trend of multiplayer games and companies like EA and people like that saying that people don't like single-player games anymore, and a small studio can't make any money, blah, 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 blah. All that crap. This game came out, has AAA type graphics and gameplay, all built by a very small team of people, and man did they do a good job. You play through this game, the girl that you play as, she's got some mental disorders where she hears voices and things, and this is another game that you want to play with headphones on because you need to hear very clearly what's going on. And the separation from the left and the right ear is important because as you're battling things, she's got voices in her head telling her other things. She doubts herself. She's scared. Sometimes she's angry. Sometimes she's happy. All these things are going on, and it sort of helps you go through this story where she's trying to basically resurrect one of her loved ones that was killed. It's a very strange, convoluted story, but again, a really great game, something totally unique that came out of nowhere from a small group of developers, and man, did they do a great job on it. So don't miss out on Hellblade. And that brings me to my other nominee for August. Yes, it's Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Now, I'm mentioning games like XCOM and other strategy type games. Of course I was going to put this one on the list because it's basically Mario XCOM. You know, you take Mario and the other Rabbids. I really don't like Rabbids. I don't know a whole lot of people that do like Rabbids, but in this game, they're okay. They're not bad. They're not overly weird, although they are pretty weird, but you'll play it and you'll like it. It's a lot of fun. Solo, co-op play. I think they just added something to this where you can do versus another person, like 2-player head-to-head kind of things where you strategize against each other. So, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. We all remember watching E3 and how the developer, when he saw Miyamoto up there and he was promoting the game with the Ubisoft president that I can't remember his name, but whatever, he's the Ubisoft guy. Miyamoto's the important one. Those two guys standing there back to back with guns, remember that? And the developer was crying because, you know, it's not easy to make a game like this and to get Nintendo to be on board with something that's so very unusual for Nintendo. Yes, absolutely good. If you have a Nintendo Switch, another must-buy. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. So you did it. You made it. You made it to the end of part 2. But this is only part 2. We're up through August. We've got the hot and heavy section of the year coming up. September, October, November, and December. We're going to go over those nominees on the next episode. But till then, remember, you never outgrow video games. My name's Chad the Gaming Dad, and thank you for watching. And we'll see you on part 3 of the 2017 Year in Review / Game of the Year nominee special. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody. Thanks again for watching.
If you liked that video, please press like and subscribe. I love hearing from you guys, so leave your comments and any suggestions down below. Remember, there's tons of other gamers out there just like you and me, and they also know that you never outgrow video games. Feel free to share these videos all over social media, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever you use. This channel is for all of us. Let's make sure they know that they are not alone. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.